Boom! Welcome back to another episode of Evolving Through Experience, where we discussing all the intangibles. We discussing growth in every aspect, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and beyond. We have a special guest. We have my brother Cris in the building. How you feeling, bro?
Doing well, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate
Nah, for
you,
sure.
bro. Always.
Hey, man. You know I had to get you on. You know we about to talk about the real level up. You feel me? Those intangibles that we talk about on the back end, outside of the camera, but obviously the world need to hear it.
Yep.
So first, bro, obviously we got Mom Dukes in the building too, so got to shout out her.
Definitely,
for
always.
sure. That's how he got to where he is today.
That's a fact.
So bro, let's start it from the top, bro. I'm gonna let them tell you a little about yourself. I'm gonna let you tell them a little bit about yourself, and then I'm just gonna start rolling with the questions.
That's good.
We're gonna flow.
So what's up, everybody? Cris Muñoz here. I'm CEO and founder of Level Up Enterprises. I'm from New York City. Was born in the Dominican Republic. Came to the U.S. when I was 8. I grew up in Harlem, Washington Heights area. So shout out to the entire Uptown, Dykeman area. Played baseball, went to Michigan State University at 16 at a very, very young age. Graduated from Michigan State with a computer science degree. Worked for Microsoft, have over a decade of experience when it comes to tech and also venture capital. And now, I've had the opportunity to now build Level Up Enterprises, which is now an entire ecosystem of various different companies. So
Facts. Hey, so with that being said, let's go right into your childhood, your upbringing.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because obviously I'm sure you had experiences in there that obviously affected you for the better.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say for the worse, because it's power in what we say. So obviously those experiences that could have been bad in the moment or perceived bad, what were some of those, if any, that helped you to pretty much create the intangibles in you?
Yeah, so I think that honestly my environment comes from two perspectives. I got the New York perspective, and I got the perspective from the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic, I come from Rincon La Vega. That's a very underprivileged neighborhood, right? It's a neighborhood where you see a 9-year-old, you probably think he's 6 because he doesn't have the proper nutrition to even grow, right? You see kids barefoot. Like, that's how we grew up, just barefoot walking around, everybody playing and everything like that. So I knew that I needed change. Like, there was change that I had to somehow instill back into my community, right? Kids wouldn't even go to school because they didn't have the resources to go to school. Like, if you went to school out there, you came from a rich family, and your parents actually paid for that. New York is a whole different ballroom. Why? Because New York, I came where I didn't know English, so I was already getting bullied for that, right? But I was always the one to be so bold that even if I didn't know English, I would still read. Like raise your hand if you want to read this passage. Sure, I'll read it. But I just knew that I had to take every single shot to be able to make that difference, right?
Facts.
Harlem, Washington Heights area, super tough. You had to be very strong. I went to a high school where even if you had your phone out, you would get jumped for that. I had to join gangs at the age of 12 just because where I grew up at was Washington Heights. Where I went to school at was in Harlem. In Harlem, that was an entire different gang, which is OY, which is part of Bloods, right? Washington Heights is where the Latins are at, the Dominicans are at. The gang there is Patria, right? So they're two rivals.
Yeah.
So I told myself, it's either I joined a gang or we're gonna get killed. Like me, my brother, my cousins, we're gonna get killed out there. So I told myself, for me to protect myself and my brothers and my cousins and my family, I'm gonna have to just join the gang.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because the day that I had to join that gang, my coach calls me. He tells me, listen, you got to come to practice. And that, I truly believe, is a day that I was born again. Because if not, I would have gone through a whole different path when it comes to my lifestyle.
Saved your life, really.
100%.
Yeah, so that goes hand in hand, because this is life or death. We're speaking about leveling up, evolving through our experiences.
Yeah.
This is life or death. So I want to go back to when you said you was obviously in school and you would still raise your hand, even though obviously you was trying to get your English in order. So what created that moment of feeling like, yo, no matter what was the intangible in you that is like, yo, I'm just going to be persistent. I'm going to be ambitious. Even though I know I'm in a new environment, I'm trying to figure things out, I'm still going to be that person that stands up in the middle of class and I'm the only one that don't speak English, and I'm going to still try to talk.
It's crazy. I've never been the type to be afraid to take the shot. My mama would even tell me, even when she would tell me to tell somebody else something in English when I was a youngin', I would do it with no problem.
Yeah.
So I never had that hesitation in me. But I just always knew that I had to be the one to lead and take the shot in my family.
Correct.
And of course, there's going to come failure with that. So at a very young age, I knew that I had to fail to be able to prevail when it comes to life.
Okay. And you said you came to New York at what age?
8 years old.
Okay, 8 years old, and then you just started. And then what you said at 12 you joined the gang, obviously for obvious reasons. Okay.
Yep.
So with that being said, let me ask you this. I want to get this question out the way. In your own words, what does evolving through experience mean to you?
Evolving through experiences, I think, is healing. Healing, I think, is 100% understanding how you feel and how you and how those past experiences may have shaped you. And I think is allowing yourself to feel. I think oftentimes, especially from those environments, you forget about how you feel.
Yeah.
You just, things happen to you and you just suppress them in you, right?
Correct.
Right. So I think that being able to reflect back and understanding that everything that happened in your life happened for a reason, and being able to feel and heal from those experiences, that's what shapes you. Yeah. That's what helps you grow. So that's what I was saying.
There's no wrong answer to that question. Yeah. Obviously, it's only a right answer because it's no matter how you look at it, every guest says it in a different way, but all of them mean the same thing. So 100%. I tell people it's never a wrong answer. It's only a right answer when I ask that question. So I want to ask this real quick. As far as you said, things you suppressed, what is one thing that you obviously suppressed in the past that you now could look back, or even now looking back and you realize, I suppressed that, but now you took the greatness out of it and it made you a better person?
I think everything. Everything from coming from a single parent home, not having a father figure. Those are things that really, really mark your life. Also growing up in that hostile environment. Like now, and this is stuff that happens to me now. Like now, if it's hot outside, like super hot outside, in New York, I could smell the violence outside. Right? Like when you come from that environment where you feel that you're being attacked and that something can pop out any second, that shapes you.
Fact.
Now I can look back at that, and now I truly appreciate where I'm at. Right?
Yeah.
It makes me more of a leader. Why? Because now I know that, of course, I didn't have a parent in my life when I was growing up, but now I could be a parent to somebody else, and my goal is to be the best parent to my child and everything like that.
Hey, look, so I'm glad you said that. I was gonna wait to bring that up. So major congratulations, bro. I know it's a really like an indescribable feeling, and I think most people, now that you said that, so perfect. Let's go into it, right?
Yeah.
So now that you obviously didn't have grow up with a father, how has that shaping you for the better? Because I had a conversation with somebody, and it's like sometimes that could be angry. Obviously, that's an angry feeling, knowing. Yeah. So somebody was like, you shouldn't allow that to fuel you because then it's not done out of love. So what's your perspective on that? Because obviously you didn't have one, but now you're on the way to having one, a great one, obviously a son. We putting that out there. We just saying.
Get it.
So how is that affecting you for the better? Obviously.
Well, I think that for me to move on from that, I had to forgive my father. But I not because I have to forgive him for who he is, but forgive him for me.
Yeah.
So that I can go ahead and overcome that and continue moving. So now it's that, having the ability to be a father to somebody else is, I think that's the biggest honor.
Facts.
Like I think there's no figure, there's no type of money that can surpass that.
Correct.
Having the ability to basically have somebody that you can mentor your entire life and shape them the way you want to shape them and bring a whole new life to them.
Correct.
The way that I grew up, I wouldn't wish that on my son or daughter.
Yeah, of course.
So now it's my duty so that I can build myself and become the person that I want to be.
Correct.
So that they can see me as a superhero.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my, I want to make sure that my child feels protected.
Of course.
That they feel that there's stability when it comes to their lifestyle. I definitely want to make sure that they know that they have resources.
Correct.
Right? And that they can be themselves. They can feel. They can express who they are. There's no, backing up when it comes to how they want to show emotions. I want to make sure that my son or daughter, they have a home.
Correct.
That's the main goal for me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you definitely right there with it, bro. I want to say this. What was that process of you healing and forgiving your father?
It was tough, bro. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. Even to this day, I wouldn't say I fully healed because I feel like healing is a journey.
It is. Appreciate the transparency.
Healing is not something that it happens once and you're just going to forget about it. Or healing is not something where you do, you heal for a week and you, because again, healing takes a lot of crying, right? And you got to face yourself at a version where you're the most vulnerable.
Correct.
my biggest challenge, to be honest, to keep it a buck, has been to be vulnerable, because I've never had the outlet nor the platform to be vulnerable. At 12, I had to be tough. I actually worked at a sneaker store. In that sneaker store, it wasn't a sneaker store. It was actually a cover-up, because we would sell drugs through there. I've on that block,
allegedly,
161st.
we remember that statue. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, facts. Allegedly.
Yeah. I got you. Turning in the building.
Yeah. On that, on that block, I saw everything. I saw people get shot, get stabbed, everything like that. So I've had to be tough, and I've had to bottle everything in. And most people, they go through events and they just don't talk about it. Why? Because they feel like life should be that way. No. You must feel. You must reflect. You must grow from that.
Right.
So I feel like I feel like now I'm at a very different position where now I'm able to embrace what has happened to me.
Correct.
And now I'm able to bring good back into life.
Facts. So I want to ask this. So when do you feel like that part happened? You feel like it was an exact moment? Obviously, it was probably several moments, but getting that exposure to show you like it's okay to see to touch that other side, get in touch with yourself, go within yourself to understand, I can heal. It's okay not to feel like I got to be tough all day or I got to do this.
And I think it's okay to not feel okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like people think that you got to be, super happy and this and that. It's okay. There's going to come days where you're not going to feel 100%, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That, I would say that happened after I joined Microsoft and I was traveling, around the world, and I was able to experience different cultures. That's when it happened for me. I said, you know what? I got to see within me, right? Because there's definitely something there that triggers me. And whenever my dad's name will come up or anything where I had to be vulnerable, I would shy away from that. I would try to run from those different situations. Right. Even in my own personal relationships, it's been tough, bro. It's been tough for me to show feelings.
Yeah.
I never had that outlet, never had that platform. But once you start to notice that this is a problem, and not only the people that are around you tell you, bro, you gotta act different. Like there's something that has happened in the past where now you act this way, or even at work.
Yeah.
That passive aggression comes back. That's when you know you gotta change. And people think that when you go within, that there's no positivity or benefit from that. No, listen, when you go within and you heal, that's when you really grow.
Facts.
And that's when you really ascend. So I think that everybody should definitely try to heal.
For sure.
Or at least journal. Journaling has helped me out a ton. I journal every single morning. And honestly, journaling to me is like therapy.
Yeah, it is.
You're able to express how you feel. You're able to set your intentions.
Correct.
Whether it is for your day, for your business, for your personal relationship, whatever it is. So I feel like, bro, I'm about to have a child now, and I feel like it gives me a whole new reset to start from scratch. And as I go through life, I'm unlearning and I'm learning new things. And I feel like most of us, we have to unlearn the BS that we went through.
Facts.
Still keep it into account, still reflect on it, still learn from it, but now we have the opportunity to teach and be able to mentor and inspire.
Facts, bro. You couldn't have said that any better, honestly, because like you said, even it goes hand in hand. You having a child, like you said, the unlearn and relearn. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. That's all evolving is. It's not a one-time thing. It's going to be a continuous process. So even now, I'm sure you have your days, like you said, you have your days. And so what's one thing you do now, obviously, to how much you have accomplished? What is one of the two things that you do outside of journaling that helps you come back grounded when you get overwhelmed or whatever it may be?
I would say meditation and hitting the gym, bro.
Okay, meditation and hitting the gym.
I feel like when you meditate, you ground yourself. Like when you meditate, you get a chance to actually breathe.
Yeah.
How many of us actually take time to devote it to ourselves?
Yeah.
A lot of us are busy being busy, right? So I wake up early just to provide myself that outlet where I can breathe, where I can journal, where I can hit the gym.
Correct.
That keeps me grounded to a whole different level.
Facts.
And whenever I know that I'm overwhelmed, that is, like for example, now I've been traveling these last 2 weeks. As soon as I hit Miami, I'm going to the spa. Why? Right. Because I need to unplug. I'm tired. Yeah. I think I would be cynical to continue to work knowing that I'm tired.
Correct.
Knowing that I'm not at 100%. I don't think the world deserves that for me.
Correct.
The world deserves 100% for me. So I'm going to make sure that I go through my routine. I journal whatever I'm feeling. I meditate, right? I manifest. Yeah. I show gratitude back to the world.
Correct.
I hit the gym. Why? Because the gym, to me, it really helps me build my mental game.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm able to do that, I only give 110% back to the world.
Only way. And being that we speaking about those right there, let's go ahead into the fasting, because obviously, really about most of my guests, and Trey can vouch for this, like everybody, even like outside of me, but it's like most of my guests are always coming here and they like, I'm in a currently fasting. So let's talk about it, because everybody, I really be trying to tell people obviously the power of fasting, so that you could tell them the power of fasting for yourself.
So there's a couple of different avenues. So fasting to me is a cheat code to life, right? Fasting allows you to cure your body. So I think that if anybody wants to go through that journey, you should definitely start fasting. Start with 16 hours. 16 hours where you're fasting, and then you have an 8-hour window where you can actually eat. Fasting, to me, is a superpower. Why? And I'm going to tell you why. I truly believe that breakfast is a scam. Breakfast is a business. Breakfast equals break fast. So you're telling me I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, at 5 a.m., I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal? You crazy. No. I just slept. I just got up. My body is not even ready to intake or digest any food. And I truly believe that if you want to be productive and if you want to give the best back to the world, you must fast. Why? Because it's one less thing that your body has to do. So what do I mean by that? When I'm fasting, I don't have any migraines. I don't have any headaches. My brain's not foggy. I feel so sharp sometimes that I'm scared of myself of how sharp I am. Right? Fasting also optimizes your serotonin levels, and that reduces your your stress, your anxiety, and everything like that. And I just feel like the body's not meant to be that digesting food all day. I honestly don't like, I don't feel like that's the scope behind our body. So fasting to me is definitely a superpower.
It's a godly feeling.
Yeah.
It's a godly feeling.
Yeah.
As it should be. So I wanted to back it up just a little bit. I want to go back to DR, because obviously I know, I'm not even going to say what can we do, but obviously let's just say maybe somebody else could take this away too. But obviously you're already doing things for DR in the sense of your village or whatever. So what is something you could tell somebody that is right there in that environment, and even not in that environment, maybe they're in a different environment in another country or whatever it may be, what is something you can give them to let them know, like, one, they're worthy, because obviously you had to know yourself you was worthy, because that's what got you to where you are today. So what is something you can tell them that can let them know, like, yo, I still have the power to do and take over the world for myself, obviously by conquering myself 100%. First.
I think you got to first become the person that you envision. You got to really work on yourself. When you work on yourself and you work on your character and you work on your mindset, your soul set, and your health set, you're honestly unstoppable. So that I think that everybody is more than enough.
Yeah.
I just feel like we live in a system that they don't want you to believe that you're enough.
Correct.
Right? So I think that for those that are out there and you're in that position, it's on you. It's on you to become the person that you want to become.
Correct.
And it's your responsibility to one, tell your story and build whatever you want to build. I truly believe that we are all here to build and innovate.
Facts.
We all have the opportunity to build intellectual property, whether that is a new software, a new company, whatever that might be. In your lane, it's on you to create your own flow. We all have our own flow. Isn't it crazy that when you go for something new, how come we all go for the blueprint? Why can't we create our own blueprint?
Correct.
Right? Jay-Z said it. Don't follow the flow. Be your own flow. You have your own flow. We all are unique to a point that there's no other person like us. There's uniqueness that we must be able to embrace to be able to create more. So I feel like people that are in those positions, you got to wake up, you got to stay militant, and you got to become that person you want to become.
Fact.
You know, I since I was born, I knew. Honestly, I feel like I've wrote my life. Like, I feel like everything, when people tell me, yo, what do you do next year? I know exactly what I'm going to do. Why? Because I'm not going to accept life. Most people accept life. Most people come from such environments and they think that they can't do it. Well, you're accepting life. When you lead life and you actually predict your future by creating it, that's a whole different standpoint.
Facts. Yeah. And that goes hand in hand with what we was already talking about. Like you said, obviously, I'm going to back it up where you just said, they pretty much try to tell us the propaganda, pretty much trying to tell you how to lead, trying to tell you how to go, but nobody ever questions these things. These things that's obviously, if you really look at it, it's intentionally set out for you to fail.
100%.
Like we were just talking about, like a mortgage and everything. Like that's just one example. So them intentionally setting it up where we can't, where we do fail, but it makes it look like it's actually like a success. So even with with that, I want to ask, dang, I just lost my train of thought that fast. As far as it's pretty much losing, shoot, I forgot my train of thought, but it's all good. So I'll just go to the next question. So as far as, damn, hold on. I just literally forgot the train of thought. It was something you said, but I missed it. But either way, we'll just back up when it come back to me. So as far as navigating now, so let's say navigating now, obviously you said what you're doing to like pretty much help the people that's back in those situations, no matter what it may be. Navigating now, what is something now that you look back on, or even now that you look back on, another example that's pretty much helps you raise that new level of consciousness? That's what I was gonna say. Oof. So obviously the level of consciousness you have now, what was the groundbreaking for that? As far as realizing like the propaganda, the leading us in the wrong way, what was that experience?
Honestly, it was very recent. It's like it's honestly our financial system.
Okay,
our financial system, our pharmaceutical system, the nutrition here in the U.S., which is complete shit.
Yeah. Facts.
So all these things are meant for you to fail. Why? Because, for example, they tell us to save money, right? Put your money in the bank. Okay, a lot of people do that.
Correct.
What does the bank do with your money? They use fractional reserve banking. Most people don't know that. Most people do not know that the bank takes your money. So if you, let's say I'm Chase.
Yeah.
You give me $1,000, I can loan out 90% of your money.
Correct.
So that's $900 that I can just do a repeat cycle where I can loan, and I can make more money on your money. How come the bank never tells you invest your money? Why? Because you're putting money into me, right? If you're putting money into the bank has more capital. They have more liquidity to now invest more money.
Correct.
That's the reason why JP Morgan Chase, they invested over $1 billion early this year in just multifamilies. If Chase has 90%, let's say, for example, Chase owns 90% of real estate here in the U.S., they have the power. So we live in a battle of power. Now, why don't we play the other game, which is why don't we use Chase's money, the bank's money, and now we invest our money? That's the same game that they're playing, but they don't tell you that. They tell you save your money, so basically put your money in here where it's going to be very protected.
Facts.
But people don't know. They're taking your money, they're investing it forward. Why don't you play the same game the banks are playing?
Fact.
Right? Our nutrition system, it's complete shit. If you think about what's marketed as healthy, it's terrible for you.
Correct.
I mean, just the fact that we have to go to the supermarket, and this is very different than DR, and we have to see what has GMOs and non-GMO, that's crazy to me. It's right in your face what they're doing.
Correct.
Don't you think if the U.S. and the government actually cared about your health, that would be gone already? That would have been rectified a long time ago.
They don't do that in other countries. Facts.
They don't, right? Like you just go and everything's organic. Everything's healthy for you.
Yeah.
So which means that in this society, if you are a healthy person, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your finances, and you actually understand the system, you're not a good lead for business for the U.S. The U.S. is a big factory of production, and if you're not able to produce, you're not going to be a good lead for the system.
Yeah, and I want to say this, bro. I want to just give you your flowers on camera too, because obviously, with us always talking, even outside of the camera, like obviously, when I think the first time we really was able to have a real conversation, obviously Lawrence wedding, and you was just like, you was like, what are you doing? Just soaking up the moment. So like when we had that conversation, I remember. So I just want to say again, I appreciate you for always showing love. First and foremost, obviously seeing the vision with this as well, because everybody don't see it, and that's okay. The people that don't see it, but I appreciate you always seeing that from day one.
Always,
sure.
100%.
So yeah, because that's not gonna always happen with people, and it's always good when you meet genuine people that see the same time and doing the same time, and even inspiring, bro. Because I'm gonna say that too. Like you inspire me, so I just want to make sure I say that too. Because a lot of people feel like we can't say that or you shouldn't say that, but that's key.
Because that's a system.
Yeah,
the system.
Back into it.
The system is designed for us to compete. The system is designed for. Oh, you did that? So you got a Lambo? I gotta get a McLaren. You got a McLaren? Shit, I gotta get a Bugatti now.
Facts.
You posted a picture with this person? Shit, I gotta post a picture.
Facts.
And that's the rat race. And that honestly, especially when it comes to the entrepreneurship and the financial literacy game, right? I've stayed away from that.
Fact.
People have told me, Chris, you've been quiet. No, I haven't been quiet. I'm just not gonna participate in a rat race.
Correct.
Why? Because what do most people do when they get money?
Show it off.
Show it off.
Lose it.
I can't talk to people if you're broke. I can't talk to you if you're broke, bro. What? You were once broke.
Yeah, facts.
And now the money changes you. That's why when people get money, it really shows them. It really shows the world who they really are.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So we live in a world where it's all about how can I put you down instead of saying, you know what, Darrell, this is a phenomenal podcast, bro. You're killing it, bro. Man, shout out to you, bro. Bro, you inspire me. How's that so hard? Why is that so hard?
Exactly.
Especially amongst us.
Yeah.
So it's like it's always competition instead of unity and having real union.
Yeah.
Right? And making sure that even the little bit that we do is celebrated.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like whenever I see that from people, it really breaks my heart because it's like we are forgetting the concept of being human.
Facts. And it's frustrating, bro. I'm glad you said it because I'm going to go right to the social media part too, right after that. I love what you said. I want you to repeat that. But as far as it's frustrating because I even have conversation with, obviously, NYC, everybody, oh, you do show love to anybody is D-Rodding. Bro, why is me showing love, genuine love, considered D-Rod? It's not like I'm saying it every single day, but if you genuinely tell somebody 100%. Like you love what they doing, it's called D-Rod, or feel like you got D-Rod to get somewhere. Bro, I like that's the thing, that mindset right there that just like pisses me off.
It's egos.
Yeah.
It's egos. People have egos, bro. I work with teams, bro. I have a team of over 30 people, and I deal with egos every day. I work with stakeholders, and I deal with egos every day. People can't keep it 100. That's the problem. People have, in business, I'm going to tell you this, if in business you have egos, you will fail. Yes, you may shine for a little, but I promise you, you will definitely fail. And that's the problem with people. People can't overcome that ego.
Facts, unfortunately.
Bro, we are making things happen. Why can't you tell a brother or a sister, you know what, you're killing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just got to get better at making sure that we honestly celebrate each other.
Facts.
For whatever we're doing. It doesn't have to be a competition. We can all learn from each other. And you know what's crazy? If the world was like that, it would have been, trust me, it would have been a whole different world by now.
Correct. Hopefully we could get there. You feel like we could possibly get there one day?
I think we could definitely. I think everything's possible in this world.
Okay.
I think we could definitely get there. It's just gonna have to take a lot of healing.
Yeah.
A lot of healing.
And evolving.
100%.
Facts, yeah.
The reason why some people are like that, they probably, something in the past has happened. And that's the reason why they're like that. Facts. There's people that all I have to do is honestly just look at them. Maybe, what's it called? Like being empathetic?
Yeah. I think so. Showing empathy or something?
Empathy? No. Yeah. It's like, when you could really feel energy?
Yeah.
Like...
Okay, I don't know what words you're looking for, but yeah, obviously you can feel the energy, you feel the currency or whatever. The currency,
there's often times where I meet certain people and I can just honestly feel the energy, and I already know how they are.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like people have to go back to you focusing within.
Correct.
Within tells you everything about your life and things that have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, I want you to say your social media line that you said. Yeah. So you was obviously, I'll let you say it. So as far as social media,
a couple different things. Social media to me is great because of business and amplifying your story. But I feel like social media is the biggest digital distraction ever. Right now, people have a battle and a war against digital distraction. There's people that they can't even go to the bathroom without their phones. That's crazy.
Yep.
So how much time are you actually devoting to yourselves? Number 2, social media is the biggest rat race. That's why I'm not on social media like that. If I post a story, it's probably something motivational at the gym. Yeah. But like me being on IG how I used to be, just post. I'm just not doing that no more. Yeah. Why? Because social media is how can I put you down? Okay, I got a Louis bag. Shit, I got to put a Dior bag.
Yeah.
You got a Dior bag? Oh, I'm gonna put a Goyard bag.
Yeah.
Great. You got a Goyard bag. You got a Dior bag. You got a Louis bag. What is that gonna do for our society?
Correct.
It's not doing shit for our society. At the end of the day, you're giving money to a company
that don't care for you.
That does not care for you. They probably got factories in China that are making those bags, and they're making 100x. Why? Because that Louis bag probably makes it probably takes $20 to make, and you buying it for $2,000. And you buy it for $2,000, you just busted your ass all week at work. But you want to show it off to people. Correct. And that's the part that really messes me up. Once you do things for other people and the approval of others, you failed in life.
Correct.
And that's the world we live in. We live in a world where it's like, you know what? I can't afford that Benz, but I'm going to get the Benz. Why? Because when I come around the block in that Benz, my homie's going to tell me, big bro, you failed. You failed in life.
Facts.
You failed in life. You need to honestly look within. And I'm telling you, when you do that, you don't care about what anybody thinks.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why that rat race, I'm just not gonna partake in that. I just feel like there's no magic from that.
Yeah.
Now, when we are able to collaborate as one, then there's real magic in that for sure.
That's where the real peace you find, the peace, like you said, within that peace and happiness within. Hey,
Peace.
Nothing gonna ever top that.
Think about how many people go home every day and they gotta take the mask off. That's crazy.
Fact, that part.
Think about all the people that throughout the day they're being somebody they're not. They're probably trying to stay afloat with the image that they've been able to portray.
Yep.
That's why as entrepreneurs, I'm gonna tell you this. When your business is doing bad, there's no reason why you should feel bad about that. Right? Because people think, you know what, business should always be booming. No.
That part.
There's gonna be pullbacks, and from those pullbacks you learn. There's wisdom, there's experience, right? There's a lot of magic from that. So I feel like people try to keep this image of being perfect. There's nothing perfect in this world. And I really feel that when we do have those pullbacks and we have those stages of discomfort, that's when we grow the most.
Facts. I'm glad you said that because I definitely can relate to that even in business. And obviously, like you said, everybody can't, obviously, because it's real.
Yeah.
So even back to just the social media, it was like subconsciously, it makes you compare yourself. Whether you know, obviously, whether you know it consciously or subconsciously. So at what point did you say you realized that for you early on and to the point where you're like, obviously, I know you cut out social media. So what was the point when you realized like, yo, consciously, I'm in a great place and I'm happy with myself, but subconsciously, I'm still low key comparing?
That's a phenomenal question, bro. Is that social media allows you to forget how much great things you've done. Why? Because again, subconsciously, maybe you're not thinking that you're comparing yourself to somebody else, but if you see somebody posting in a McLaren, you're like, what the hell he doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yo,
I need one.
I need one of those. Like, what strategies he doing? Like, what is he focusing on? So you are comparing yourself. The time that happened for me, I'm like, I'm looking back and I'm like, damn, look at all the stuff that I've done.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in tech for over 10 years. I work with the most biggest companies in the world. I work with the most biggest governments in this world. I've presented in different types of conferences. I've done all these different things. I've made money. My family's good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is there for me to compare about?
Facts.
There's nothing for me to compare with anybody. And that's when you truly believe that everybody has their own journey.
And I'm glad you said that because now I'm thinking about it. Like I said, I never even thought about it even subconsciously until you just said it. But now it's like, I feel like it's even two sides of that.
Yeah.
One side is you're comparing whether that's subconsciously or consciously, and it could be the hating side. It's the other side where you compare and you're still motivated, but you're comparing still to the point it could somewhat be discouraging.
100%.
So I see two sides of that. So now that you said that, I'm like, looking back, and I can even say I'm guilty of it now looking back and now that you said it and thinking about it. But that's the whole point we're talking about it here today.
100%.
Like now we can see it, evaluate it, and move forward.
Yeah, and comparison is indeed a thief of joy. Why? Because you probably did so great for yourself the whole year and you compare yourself, you're like, damn, and now all of a sudden that joy's gone.
Yeah.
No.
Correct.
I'll say this, every single step, every single activity, you should celebrate that.
Facts.
Right? Some people think that making $100K a year is not a lot of money. $100K a year. If you did that for yourself and you put in the work, celebrate that. And your family's good, celebrate that.
Facts.
Congrats. You need to be celebrated. Right? We live in this world where, again, there's so much comparison, and it all comes from the entertainment business, the rappers, the celebrities. Why? Because you look at a rapper, if you look at a rap song, a rapper is only putting people down. I got more money than you. I got more girls than you. My house is bigger. Okay, congrats. That's good for you. I hope you enjoy that. I'm living my own life. You know what I'm saying? So when people accept that you have your own story, you have your own journey, and it's on you to embrace that journey every single day, you live so peaceful and you have mental sanity that you don't care about what happens next. Why? Because you are powerful and you are happy within.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's the only option. So with that, I want to ask, what's a book or even two books, as many as you want to really give, that's really impacted you, that helped you do that mindset shift? And even outside of the mindset shift, that's expanded on it. Because obviously you've had the mindset shift really since, like you said, since early coming in, wanting to speak in front of everybody, knowing it's like, I don't know English. So what was like books that expanded you?
What expanded me, to be honest, my life, I'm telling you, my life, I feel like I honestly wrote my life, bro. I would say Robin Sharma, 5 a.m. Club. When people ask me all the time, Chris, how do I level up? How do I get to the next level? you need to structure yourself. There's people that are all over the place. You need to be able to organize yourself. And what do I mean by that? Having a tactical plan for every single day, having intentions for every single day, making sure that you know how much money's coming in versus how much money's actually coming out. People don't even know that, right? So I feel like structuring yourself, organizing yourself, and building habits. When you build habits, those habits are actually going to take you to the next level.
Correct.
Right. So Robin Sharma, 5 a.m. Club. And then I'll say, again, Robin Sharma, Everyday Manifesto.
Everyday Manifesto.
Those are the two books that honestly helped me ascend and got me to a place where, again, I already had success. I was working at Microsoft, making good money. But once I started to read those books and I had to focus on my mental game, my physical game, my heart set, my soul set, and making sure that every single day I'm able to win. Why? Because life is just your days in miniature. Right. So if you're able to win the day, you're able to win the weeks, you're able to win the months, you're able to win the quarter, you're able to win the year.
Facts.
And that has gotten me to a place where now I don't see success as a dollar amount. I see success as a system.
Correct.
Of 4 components.
Yeah, and and I'm glad you said that. When did you see that transition of you didn't see success as a dollar amount? Because that's the great thing. Success is different for everybody.
Yes,
some people think it's a dollar amount. I don't know, but when did that transition decide?
Great question.
The real wealth at the end of the day.
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. When I became a millionaire at the age of 26. When I became a millionaire, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I was happy. I'd be lying to you if I would tell you that I was happy. My mom knows that my biggest goal has always been, trust me, I will be the first millionaire in the entire family, right? I was the first to go to college. I was the first to graduate college. I was the first to build companies. I was the first to work at a company like Microsoft. First one to be, to actually be a millionaire. I was depressed, bro. Depressed. I'm talking about, I did not have any work-life balance. I was burnt out. I was tired. I missed so many different family events. Honestly, I didn't even recognize myself, bro. So that's when it hit me. Success is not a dollar amount. You can have all the money you want. And I'm going to tell you this. When you start making real money and money's coming in, cash flow, you lose the sense of money. And that's where God will ground you. God will honestly ground you and bring you back so you can start appreciating even the little things when it comes to life. Like I tell my family all the time, what's the difference between a millionaire and, like, wouldn't you feel wealthy when you work out? Don't you feel wealthy?
Sure. A lot better, yeah.
When you go to Upbeat.
Hey, they gotta cut that check.
100%. They do. They for sure do.
Nah, do time.
So don't you feel wealthy?
For sure.
When you meditate, when you
journaling,
do
all that,
you feel wealthy. People think that when you hit a dollar amount, and yes, you definitely need money. Life, life is definitely easier when you do have money. I will definitely say that. But there's other components in life that you still need to attend to when you have money. I would say this. When you do have money and you get to success, the quicker you get to success, the more time you have to enjoy with your family.
Correct.
That's why I tell folks, get on it now. Because if you get on it now and you actually achieve success and you get to the spot you want to get to, now you have the resources to enjoy with your family.
Facts.
And that's what it's all about. It honestly woke me up when I saw myself, wow, I became a millionaire. It's crazy. I was on the way from Miami to New York, and I was just calculating all of my asses. And it was one day, I'm like, damn, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
On an airplane, I'm like, damn. I didn't even know how to feel.
Yeah.
I texted my mom. I said, I got something to tell you when I land.
Yeah, word.
And when I saw that I wasn't happy, like I didn't have joy within, that was just
It didn't matter.
It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Didn't even matter. Now, when I had the opportunity to take my entire family to a villa in the Dominican Republic this summer, that's when I was like, this is wealth to me. When I can unite my family, a family that I come that's broken, that we have people that didn't speak to each other because of BS.
Yes.
Like most families.
Yep.
That's real generational wealth, bro. That's real generational. I'm telling
beautiful.
You, those cars, the Benzes, you can't take that with you.
Facts.
What you can take with you is the memories that you have with your family.
Right.
And that's been my focus the last year, if you will.
Bro, that's beautiful. I'm glad you said that because, like, not to hone in on it too much, but like you said, family not speaking for a long time.
Yeah, bro, long time.
Over some BS that could have been simply handled with a conversation, bro.
And why is it? Egos. Yeah. Everything goes back to egos. If I go to them, then I'm going to be the weaker one. Bruh, I'm going to tell you this. None of us are going to come out of this life living. We all going to die one day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people forget that. You don't want to, I'm going to tell you this, bro. You don't want to work your entire life. Yes, we definitely got to build assets. We and we definitely got to build generational wealth, but you don't want to go your entire life building and not knowing your family.
That part.
And not having vacations with your family. I'm going to say this. A vacation with my family, there's no dollar amount that could build that, bro. Not even $100 million. Keep it. Why? Because being with my family and enjoying life, like really enjoying life, even if it's a lunch together, we enjoying that.
Facts.
Come on, bro.
Bro, it's beautiful. Like that touched me, bro. And I know you're gonna feel that even more once your son gets here, bro. Man, just going out to whether that may be upbeat, going out and just getting a meal with him, bro. And just having the conversations and like you said, instilling these real values in him, bro. Like that's gonna be the next level of it, bro. So
like, bro. Like let me tell you this. Imagine me having my son, having my child, and being, you know what? When you feel this type of way, you journal. Yeah. Instead of you breaking a wall, like I have done plenty of times, bro. Whenever I used to get mad, I'll punch the wall, hole in the wall. What is that gonna do for? That's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, you gotta repair it.
You gotta repair it. What did the wall do to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like when I'm able to tell my son stuff like that. You know what? You journal, you meditate, you go hit the gym, you go for a walk, you pray. That's a whole. Now we're honestly. It's a whole new generation, bro, that we're breeding, a whole new generation with new habits in which we were able to endure and learn from that.
Facts. And I want to ask this too, because you said it, and if you don't mind sharing, what was one of those experiences or experience that grounded you? Because obviously I know you're saying it's from experience.
I'm going to tell you this, bro. So we had, and I'm telling you, bro, when you start making it, you lose the sense of money, man. It was actually this year, December. So we built the bot. This bot traded for people.
Level of algo.
Yeah. No. So the level of Forex bot.
Okay, the Forex. Okay.
So it was a Forex bot, and this Forex bot basically trades for you. Okay. Yeah. We were selling that bot. First month we made like 160K. For first month. Just in that first month, collectively across all the accounts that we sold it to, we've made over $656,000. And I got this.
The receipts. Of course, I know.
And the reason why
posting your receipts.
Why I say that is because people talk about money and there's lots of capping on social media. That I'm the type that if I'm gonna say that I'm a millionaire, I could show you I'm a millionaire. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to have the receipts. So I thought that I was unstoppable, bro. I thought that I was on top of the world, bro.
No, facts.
Next month made another 6 figures month, right? What happens? A hiccup happened with the bot. Many people lost money. All those people, I refunded them. I refunded back well over 80 grand. No problem. But the reason why I say that is because the stress that came from the clients was immense. And again, I don't blame them. But I feel like it was a way of God grounding me to saying, hold on now. Yeah. You got to relax. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can have the money in the world, but you can't act foolish. And I think most people, when they get money, they act foolish. They want to show it off. And one thing that I've learned from being able to collaborate with multimillionaires and billionaires, people that have money, they don't even want you to know they have money.
That part. Silent.
So when I see these clowns on social media that be posting and talking crazy and acting foolish, it lets me know you guys don't really have money. Because once you get to a point where you really have money, you don't want nobody to know. Not because you have money, but why? Because it becomes a security hazard for your family.
That part.
And I've seen many people that really have money and people come after their family. And that's one thing that I will never want from my family. I want to keep my family protected.
Correct.
So that was one time that God really grounded me, bro.
No, that's beautiful, bro. Yeah. And that's just an example because in the moment, some people, I don't know, I can't speak for you, but you know, in the moment, sometimes we feel like, oh, this is the worst feeling in the world. Like we going crazy in our mind, but then you look back, you sit down, you evaluate within, you be like, damn, like I'm glad I went through that. It taught me something.
And you learn. And honestly, I feel like every pullback, I wouldn't even call it a setback because this one's just thing as a setback. Every pullback, just like a chart. Higher high, higher low. Every high or low in your life, there's magic in that.
Correct.
Right? And there's going to be wisdom that you can honestly learn from that. That's why now, whenever I fail or it's a pullback, I'm like, you know what? There's something that God is telling me that I need to learn from this. I need to learn something, and I'm going to journal it out.
Correct.
Journal it out. And that was definitely one that I learned a ton, bro.
Yeah.
I learned a ton about myself, my team, and that's just all learnings that are going to make you make sure that for the next one, you're prepared and you learn more. And now you know how to execute. And, you know, so
and when you focus on that and when you have to adopt that mindset and you focus on that, more of that comes to you. So you take these situations and be like, nah, this is a good thing. There's something good coming out. Yo, more of that comes to you versus when you look at it the other way. Because obviously I've been guilty of it, looking at it from a different perspective. Like, dang, bad things just keep happening. And then bad things just keep happening. But when you shift and you be like, yo, great things just keep happening. More great things just 100%. Keep happening. So when you shift that mindset, that's really the most important right there, I think. I don't know.
And it's to the point I even told the community, I'm glad this happened. And they were like, what? You glad that the bot had... I'm glad the bot had a hiccup. Why? Because we learned so much, not just about the bot and how to make it better, but we learned so much as a team, as a community. How do we deal with these, certain situations? Right. We got a bot that is literally making over $500,000 in a month. How do we make this better? Again, our community is not really accustomed to knowing about investments. Our community, we feel that investment, you're supposed to have a return in 2 days. That's not how it works.
Never.
And you know what's crazy? When I speak to other communities, especially when I speak to Jewish people, they speak in percentages. What's the return? 12%, 15%, 30%? In our community, if a trade didn't go for 100%, we're pissed off.
That part.
We need to really learn about investments. Even an 8% return in a trade is a phenomenal return.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at hedge funds like BlackRock, the biggest hedge fund in the world, they give you 8% a year. And from one trade, you didn't have 50%. And you mad?
Yeah.
Come on now. So there's lots of patience. It teaches you so much, man.
Yeah. And I think if people flipped it and you realize, what if you lost 8%? Then you
gonna be mad.
So you should be happy you got 8%. That's 8% more than what you started with.
100%.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's like I said, it just go back to a mindset. People gotta adopt these mindsets. And at the same time, do you feel like you found yourself frustrated with trying to incorporate these into people's mentals?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, okay, and then when do you give yourself also grace on that? Because at some point I don't know if you would say for you, but at some point you realize you didn't have it all together. And even still, you're still learning to this day. So
I tell people all the time, listen, you never stop learning. Like, you never say, oh, I made it. That like when people say that doesn't happen. Like life, I feel like life is an iteration. We continue, we evolve, right? We evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like
evolving,
we continue to evolve, we continue to learn. And I feel like when you become a learn-it-all, where instead of saying, you know what, I know it all, that's it, I'm a cap it here. No. I'm gonna continue to learn. Why? Because when I continue to learn, I'll become more valuable. If I learn more and I have more insight, more context, more wisdom, I become more valuable. Now I can create more. Now I can innovate more. Now with the bot, that hiccup happened. Now we're thinking about starting a hedge fund. So you see how every single pullback allows you to learn and actually grow more.
Correct.
And that's the whole goal. The whole scope when it comes to life, and not just when it comes to money, but also when it comes to your family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So let's go back to that then, being that you just said family, because that was actually I was gonna bring in moms.
Yeah.
But let's say that. So what's some experiences that obviously you're leading a family at this point, from not from all aspects, but just from the visionary or whatever aspect. So what is some other things that they have taught you that obviously you've been teaching them, but what's some experiences they've taught you?
That they've taught me regarding what? Like
just in any aspect, just from whether that's a mental aspect, emotional aspect, what are some of those lessons that they've taught you? I mean, like indirectly too.
Yeah, I mean, my mom has taught me so much.
Of course.
There's no words I can even come up with right now to say how grateful I am to have a mother like her. That time when we came to the US and I was 8 years old, my house look honestly, my house looked like an entire school because my mom wanted that environment for me and my brother where it was like, you guys need to be in a learning environment. You guys need to learn and absorb as much knowledge.
Correct.
Times tables, ABCDs, words over here, so many different things. So I feel like she instilled that hunger for me to learn more.
Yeah.
Like even now, I read books all the time.
Correct.
And people tell me, Chris, why are you reading books? I'm gonna tell you, why are you not reading books?
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that part.
Like who's better to you? A person that can't read or a person that does not read books?
The person that can't read. I would say only reason I say I would feel like a person that can't read versus a person that does not read books is because this person, I feel like they're not exposed to it. I feel like once they get exposed to it, they would. But the person that doesn't read is just you just choosing not to.
You're just choosing not to, and that's the worst part. And like 50 Cent said in one of his books, he said, a book is a mentorship. People pay $50K, $25K for a mentorship. How come you don't pick up a book for $15 and you read it? Our author's giving you all the keys, all the gems that they learned, and they're putting it in 300 pages.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like she instilled that habit of me learning more. Correct. Like that's why I consider myself a polymath. A polymath was a term or a word that was used like in the 1800s, and that's for somebody that has acumen and knowledge in more than one subject. Okay. Yeah. And I'm that person. I've always been very, very versatile. I know about trading, lots about tech, and in technology, I know about almost everything. Credit, business funding, trading. I mean, I know so much, and she instilled that to me. Why? Because when you are able to wear multiple hats, you're more valuable. Correct. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely one lesson. Another lesson that she taught me is, you can always learn from an experience, and that's why those pullbacks. What happens is that oftentimes when those pullbacks happen, we're so busy being busy that we don't take the time out to actually say, you know what? Let me sit down with a pen and a paper, and really think about what's happening right now and what can I learn from this. Correct. Journal. What is the universe? What is God? It doesn't matter if you are religious or not. But what is the universe trying to teach me right now that this lesson will be valuable for me in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe 5 years. You see what I'm saying? So it's like actually being, having intention, I think is something that people lack. Like how often do people sit down in solitude to actually think? We're so busy being busy, we don't devote times for ourselves. Correct. And that's why we're always overwhelmed, right? We're always rushing for things. And that's why when you speak to somebody else, that person can also feel that energy, that you're also overwhelmed. Correct. But when we actually take the time, you know what? Every day I'm going to take 30 minutes, 1 hour to myself just to think. Think about the creative ideas that you're going to get from that time of solitude. Me, I love being alone, bro. I love getting home, going to my office and sitting there for 2 hours and just thinking. Yeah. Going to the whiteboard. The reason why people don't get those creative ideas is because we don't allow ourselves to actually get into that mode. But once you get into that mode, it's over. That focus mode, that laser focus mode, that mode of deep work, you will definitely accomplish a lot of things.
Facts. So when is the code book coming? Because we need the code book. You feel me?
Yeah. People keep telling me, bro, you should write a book, bro. Yeah. Like you should do something, because it's like I have so much wisdom, I would say. Not just when it comes to the money and everything like that, but just stuff when it just habits that I think that people can instill in their day-to-day lifestyle that maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you will achieve success. Correct. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah,
and I want to go back, being that we speaking about books. So you got an expected date on it? Not expected date, but a plan when you plan on at least starting it?
You know what's crazy, bro? What I've been doing is I've been writing into my notes, like the notes under the Apple
phone. Okay, yeah.
So on my iPhone, I just write. When I'm on a plane almost every week. Yeah. So I'm just writing. Whatever I feel like it. I feel like I call it like downloads. Yeah. Like downloads that I'm getting from the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like
I like that. It's like might need a trademark that.
Yeah. It's like it's like certain times that I'm thinking about stuff, and it's like I need to write this down.
Yeah. ASAP. Yeah.
And I write it down, and I feel like I'm just accumulating all this knowledge to then reach out to a book publishing company and say, you know what? I'm ready to get a book out there.
Nah, and it's crazy. They said that the book industry is one of the most honest industries when it comes to anything. The music industry, all that, they do some shady stuff. But they said the book industry is one of the most honest. I'm looking forward to that. And being that we're speaking about books, I want to double back because like you said, whether it's today, tomorrow, 3 years from now, the things that you know now, maybe if it doesn't resonate with somebody, but planting those seeds later on can help. So a huge book that everybody says, Robert Kiyosaki, obviously Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I feel like people feel like they can't say that book I had a conversation the other day. Somebody was like, that's one of their top books.
Nice.
And it was like, that's basic. It may be basic, but it opened the door. It planted those seeds.
Oh, 100%.
It planted those seeds, and people don't realize how important that is.
1000%. I feel like it may be basic. Yeah. I mean, I think it may be basic to somebody that's advanced.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for example, let's say somebody that doesn't know anything about finances. They don't know anything about, having that mentality.
Correct.
And they're very new to it. When they read that book, it's going to be a gold mine of gems. Honestly, those books, I consider them a compass that are literally guiding you. That if you follow those habits, it's going to put you in the right direction. So yes, it may be basic, but I feel like even stuff when it comes to how do you manage your finance, how do you budget?
Correct.
How oftentimes do we say, you know what? Next year I want to buy this car.
Correct.
I need to save this amount to buy that car. I'm sure that if we all had a plan behind what we want to do,
it'd be a lot easier.
There's nothing in this world we cannot actually accomplish. That's why I feel like organization and structure,
a lot better.
If we do that, something simple as that, it's over.
Facts. And I'm glad you said that, because like when I with budgeting, the feeling you get, you know how obviously before I speak for myself, like just spending money, even though you're gonna get it back somehow, it's just spending the money. But when you spend money and you got a budget, you know how much you can put towards something,
100%.
and you go out and spend it in cash or card and feel comfortable. Not
100%.
Dang, I just spent bread. No, I'm gonna get it back, but it's like that's still that other feeling, like
100%.
dang, I still got to get this back. I'm just spending money. But when all right, I'm willing to put out $100 here, $100 here, and then at the end of the month how much you're gonna still have, or how much you're gonna still have to invest in other things.
Yeah,
bro, that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah,
it may be basic, but it helps.
And I feel like the reason why people don't want to do that is because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be like, damn, this is where I'm at right now. I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah,
like I'm doing pretty bad.
Yeah,
so it's like people shy away from the truth.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to credit scores, people don't want to check their credit score. Why don't you want to check it? Why? Because it's going to take a lot of work to rectify. They don't want to see that number. They don't want to see the negative items when it comes to your credit. But these are the things we must confront ourselves at that version to become better. If we want to become elite performers and we want to reach monumental heights, that's what we got to do. Right. So I feel like organization and structure when it comes to your life, that's the beginning. Once you can master that, it's over. It's over. It's up from there. And I will also say, having a great morning routine. People say, well, it's only 24 hours in a day. Well, are you actually maximizing those 24 hours? Are you waking up early, or are you up at 2 a.m. watching TikTok videos?
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you master your morning and you say, you know what, I'm going to devote an entire hour to waking up slow. Like how many people just rush? If you rush in the morning, your whole day is rushed.
Yeah.
Like that's it. And it's crazy because before I read those books, the 5 a.m. and the Everyday Manifesto, I would have meetings with the government of Trinidad. And a meeting will be at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up at 8:56.
God knows.
I swear.
That's a dangerous game.
I swear. Very dangerous game. Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing serious work.
Yeah.
I'm doing serious work, but I'm waking up so damn late that honestly, looking back now, I was sluggish.
Yeah.
I was sluggish. So I tell people all the time, how can you expect results from the work you don't put in?
Yeah.
How? Please tell me. Now, if I wake up early, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., where now I hit the gym.
Correct.
I show gratitude. I pray. I meditate. I make a juice or something to get me going.
Correct.
I'm able to journal. Now I've set up the foundation for success for my day. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like once I transition to that type of lifestyle, I don't see, even if a day is hard or it's a long day, I didn't fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just didn't fail.
That's a different feeling. You feel even more energized waking up early.
Oh yeah.
Obviously you're not going to bed at 2 a.m., but you feel a lot more energized.
Yeah.
And like you said, you maximize the day. Cause I know even for me, I got to get back on my 5 a.m. gym timing. But that's the best time for me to go when I was going consistent. Like the 5 a.m. is the best time, like you said. So you waking up at 8:56 was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, but at least again, that's the growth and the expansion.
And mind you, I was already at a great level.
Yeah.
I was already making six figures. I was already doing extremely well. And it's like, think about how, and this is how money ain't shit. Because look how I was making great money, but my habits were not in order.
Correct.
So to somebody else that saw my paycheck, they will say, wow, you're very successful. No, I'm not very successful. Why? Because my habits are not in order.
Correct.
I'm not making time to make sure that my mental's good, that my physical's good, that my soul set's good, that my, so all these different things, people always think of success as money. No, success is just a system of many different components.
Hey man, this is definitely a therapeutic session. Obviously, our conversations are always therapeutic for the better.
Definitely.
Let me ask this: have you ever like gone to therapy or thought therapy?
You know what's crazy? I've never gone to therapy. Never gone to therapy.
But you probably have because therapy is in different forms.
100%.
So you are,
So like journaling and stuff like that. But
therapy,
have I gone to a profession? I would say no. But would I consider it 1,000%?
Yeah, okay.
Because like I told you before this, I said we are all broken in some way, somehow. We're all broken.
Yeah.
Now, when are you finally going to confront yourself where you say, you know what, I need to revisit what happened and how I actually felt.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And how that event may have or will continue to impact my lifestyle. Because many people, I see it every day. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you do that, you just feel so light, man. It's honestly, you lift all that weight off your shoulder and you're able to perform better and you're able to think better. You're able to be, a better friend, a better son, a better partner. Everything just flourishes. Imagine a garden going from dead flowers to vivid flowers.
Beautiful.
That's exactly how I will explain the healing process.
Exactly. And bro, I'm glad you just said that because I never shared this story, but being that we speaking about it, like you said, that process, this was a dream probably I had like maybe a year and a half ago probably, but this is a dream that like, you know how certain times you have dreams and you'll forget it, but some dreams you'll never be able to forget. So this is one that I had. It was like I was going through these different phases and it correlated to my life at the time. I feel like, if anything, I was going through these different rooms. So I'm going through one room, it's super dark, and I'm feeling the energy. It's like, you know how you like ready to cry in your sleep? Those moments, I'm having those moments constantly. Like I keep going through new rooms. It's like this room is like the energy's off, it's too dark. This room is like it's too dark, it's the wrong people in it. I don't like it. It's rainy, it's stormy in this energy in this room. And then I get to a room where it's like it's light, it's bright. The energy, I feel like, like, I'm in peace, I'm in solitude, and like I could sit, and then it was some futuristic stuff too. So I'm just in there, and I'm like, whew, I finally was able to get a breath. So that level of peace is like, I feel like that was correlating to my life, and probably even other people. Like we going through so many different phases, we just keep going, trying to chasing something that we don't know what we want to get to. But once you get there, you realize, dang, I finally reached like that peace and solitude. And it's crazy because the TV said this word is like welcome Greta. So I always be trying to research what that mean, like what Greta mean, like if it's like some underlying meaning. But once I finally reached that room, it was just like a level of peace I just can't like describe. So yeah, bro.
And peace within. I mean, everything's around you is just high vibrations.
Fact, you know what I'm saying? That part, so, the only way. So man, bro, I appreciate you,
you
definitely
too, my brother,
for sure
always,
coming
bro.
on. Before we wrap, is there anything else you wanted to say to let the people know?
I would say just stay militant to the goal. Stay militant. Be fearless. Whatever terrifies you, run towards it. Whatever that might be, that's where your growth is really at.
Facts.
I've been able to really learn that whatever fear we may have is just that's our growth. That's where you need to go. I would also say, do not participate in any rat race. There's everybody has their own journey to write. I will also say don't underestimate your progress.
That part.
I see people all the time doing great things, but again, because you're comparing yourself to the next person, you're underestimating what you do.
Correct.
All that we do is greatness.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I will also say that success is a system. It's not just about money. And when people see that and people will be able to experience that, focus on family. Your family's not going to be here forever. Correct. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your loved ones. Appreciate your loved ones. Call your loved ones, because you never know that day. And I'm telling you, that day will definitely break you apart.
Right.
Make sure that you're present, you're engaged with your family. If there's egos, if there's BS that's happening, be the brave person, be the bold person to rectify that. I've been the one to tell people, listen, I got to speak to both of y'all. I don't know what's going on between y'all, but we're going to hash it out today. Why? Right. Because this life is not going to be forever.
Short.
And we need to make sure that we celebrate each other.
Facts.
Like now, bro, it's getting to a point where when I'm around people, like I honestly cherish it. Like when you cherish every moment of life, and you cherish those around you, there's no dollar amount
Facts.
that can even compare to that. You know what I'm saying? And I think people need to be more present. I think people, even in conversations, people are not that present. People don't even care, right? So start listening. You know, when you are talking to somebody, start listening, be caring. You know, show emotions. It's not illegal to show emotions.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to check up with your boy. Yo, bro, how you been, bro? Yo, listen, bro. I haven't spoken to you, man. What the hell's going on?
Facts.
So that's one thing that we don't do, that we got to do more often.
Facts.
And that's how you build a community and a union, and you build unity between a community. So I will say that, you know, let success be a system. Stay militant. Don't let nobody tell you what you could do.
Facts.
Dream as big as possible. Make those dreams come true. If you look at all the legendary people, they were dreamers.
Correct.
And they were people that they didn't see an obstacle. If there was an obstacle, they saw it as an opportunity.
Facts.
If there was a pullback, they saw that pullback as learning. There's no such thing as failure. Failure is just research and development. So that's definitely what I'll say for
Hey,
this.
bro, you couldn't have said it better. In honor of that, I wanted to dedicate this episode to your brother as well.
Thank you, my brother.
Because obviously
Appreciate you, bro.
I know
Thank
when
you,
that happened, it's reaching out. So honestly, I want to dedicate this episode to him.
Thank
so
you,
I'll
my
definitely
brother.
putting that in the bottom
Thank you,
as
my
well.
brother.
So no, I appreciate it.
Likewise,
I appreciate bringing moms up here. Always a pleasure in a sense. I know this is my first time meeting her, but you know, when mom's in the room, it's always a different, better energy. You know, moms level it out. So obviously, you about to see exactly how it be real soon. Exactly what you about to see real soon. So
bro.
hey, bro. So nonetheless, y'all, if y'all enjoyed another episode of Evolving Through Experience, make sure y'all follow us at Evolving Through Experience. Check this episode out. Share it with a friend. If you haven't started evolving today is a great day to start. Because again, if we don't evolve, we dissolve. Evolving Through Experience. Peace.
Let's get it. Good stuff, bro. That was fire, bro.
Appreciate it, man.